For this video, let's take a look at a comment that came in regarding one of my older videos on just using 50 pounds in your home gym. And that comment reads as follows. If I worked out at home, I'd probably get spin lock dumbbells for economy and the option to exceed 50 pounds, but two 50-pound dumbbells can do a great deal. I think where a person may feel limited is when doing dumbbell deadlifts. I don't lift heavy at all, but I outgrew 50 pounds pretty quickly. I'm using a pair of 70s for Romanian deadlifts, but I wouldn't be able to handle that weight for anything else. And as a response to this, I completely agree. For the average person or someone just looking to get general improvements in their muscularity as well as strength, 50 pounds is probably all they will ever need if they, again, are just looking for general improvements. However, if you're looking to really pack on a lot of muscle and size, you may need to do something more than the 50s, or at least manipulate exercises so that you get enough of a stimulus for the body to want to build muscle at rest. But do know I did use just 50-pound dumbbells as well as body weight, of course, for years and years and years with really good results for what I was trying to achieve. Now, if that's what you are looking for, then by all means, 50 may be enough, but there's also options to go beyond 50-pound dumbbells. And you could also, again, change up exercises in your routine to try and generate that stimulus, which I'll go over now. So the biggest issue with 50 pounds is going to be the lower body. The upper body, you can get away with most things. Push-ups, pull-ups, things of that nature can go very, very far, especially if you take the dumbbell plates, something like the Core Fitness dumbbells I have. If you take the plates, put them in a backpack, and do upper body exercises, you can go a very long way with that, as that's a lot of resistance to work with. However, the lower body is where most people are going to have the troubles, including myself. So things like standard squats, deadlifts, and even like calf raises will become very easy pretty quickly for most people, even with the 50-pound dumbbells. Again, if you're just looking for general health and adaptation, it'll be perfectly fine. You can do things to, again, like slow down rep speed to get better results. But if you are really looking to push it, here are some ways you can enhance those type of exercises to get better results in time. Some of it may elongate your workout, but that is the price you may have to pay when using 50 pounds. So the first exercise that most people are going to do is something like a suitcase squat, where you're holding the dumbbells at your side and just doing a squat that way. Maybe front or goblet squats as well, but whatever it is, feel free to try switching it to something like split squats and or Bulgarian split squats. Now, if this is the first time you've done split squats of any variation, you will be sore for a very long time afterward. Do know this does dissipate in time. It's just the first few times you do it, you will feel it in your legs, especially your quads, glutes, and even your hamstrings will feel sore for a few days after. But because we are separating the legs, a lot of the resistance is placed on the foot planted in front of you on the ground. The back leg is really just for stability, but that leg that's planted is what you are really focusing on doing the pushing in the movement. So again, you can use your dumbbells to go pretty far here. If you just have 50s, that's actually technically 100, so 50 in each hand. That's 100 pounds on just one leg. If you really slow down the movement, really focus on the form, and do it well, you are going to go very far with just 50 pounds. Again, if you want more, feel free to upgrade your dumbbells to something bigger, or you can do the next tip I have to enhance that even further. So if you've gone ahead and done your split squats or even just regular squats to a point where it's completed your set, but you feel you didn't get all the way to get that stimulus, feel free to do something like a wall sit with or without dumbbells, depending on your current level. The goal here is just to do a wall sit until failure. So again, it really will depend on your skill level here, but just holding it as long as you can until you basically just slide and sit on the floor. But this is a great way to just enhance the end of that set to get hopefully enough stimulus to tell the body it needs to build muscle when you are at rest. Now, there are other things you could do as well, but those are the things I like to kind of focus on when doing the lower body with just 50-pound dumbbells. The major issue I personally have is the hamstrings. The problem here is there aren't many options when really hitting the hamstrings outside of doing your standard deadlifts, Romanian deadlifts, stiff leg deadlifts, and things of that nature. There is one other, which I'll get to, but those are kind of the main exercises I promote and are on my workout over at GamerBody.com, as they do hit the hamstrings very well, as long as, again, that stimulus is great enough from just 50-pound dumbbells to work them and build muscle when you are resting. But especially with an exercise like deadlifts, you're probably going to outgrow the 50s pretty quickly. So if that's the case, the next Exercise in the list I would probably choose is something like the Nordic hamstring curl. Yes, of course, you could just do one leg Romanian deadlifts or stiff leg deadlifts. That's a great option as well. There's a balance component there, so be aware of that. But say you got in beyond that, the Nordic hamstring curl is the next place to go. My big issue with this is the skill level needed to actually perform this exercise and how difficult it is to perform because your body weight is now the main driver in the resistance against your hamstrings, which is basically just having you fall to the floor, especially if it's the first time you've been doing it. Now, I personally don't really do Nordic hamstrings in my workouts, but it's something I am looking into as another option, as it's really the next best step I have if I don't want to use, or if I want to use 50-pound dumbbells and body weight in my training and want to move away from things like the speediness I have and the resistance bands. I really do love working out with body weight and dumbbells, so I want to keep them in my routine, but I'm trying to figure out a way to really still hit the hamstrings hard with just using those pieces of equipment. Now, when it comes to dumbbells, I have tried quite a few in the past, and I have my favorites. So if you're looking for just 50-pound dumbbells that also work with the Hyperbell products, which are pretty cool, I really like the Core Fitness dumbbells. They just change by turning the handle left and right to change the weights. But a similar product to that go up to 80 pounds is the Dumbbells, which are my favorite of all time, but are very expensive. So those are the best ones I've ever used. And then I've used the Yes for Alls in the past as well that go up to 100 pounds in each dumbbell. So you actually get 200 pounds total, 100 pounds each dumbbell. But again, those are kind of the ones I've used and recommend. They have their pros and cons, but if I had to choose one and money wasn't an object, I'd definitely go with the Dumbbells again. But if you're really looking for the most weight, try out the Yes for Alls and see what you think. They are twist locks, so that's different, and it takes a long time to change them, but there are some drawbacks that you're gonna have to deal with as you get more weight on those handles. But with all that said, again, 50 pounds may be all you really need for the results you were looking for. As I get older, I'm not really trying to pack on tons and tons of muscle. It's more maintain what I have and just improve maybe where I'm having some weak points. I do my workout program, if you follow along on my Heavy app, each and every week to try and see how far I can go with what I got. I've been doing resistance bands a lot, but I'm looking to always go back to the dumbbell and body weight as well. So try out some of the things I put in here to see if that enhances your home workout routine with just dumbbells and body weight, if that's what you're doing, and continue to improve your results and get better and better over time.